Now I'm going to introduce you to integration by substitution. So let's say you're asked to integrate this. So normally when you start out with integration by substitution, the textbooks would start here, and then you would do lots of exercises, and then eventually you will understand it. So this is your textbook's way of doing it. But with me, I would like to start you here, and then we're going to spend a lot of time guessing our way to the answer. Once we've mastered this, which we will do lots and lots of exercises on this, once we've mastered this, then I will revert back to teaching you the textbook's way of doing it. So let me just quickly scan through the textbook's way of doing it. So the textbook's way of doing it is to say, let this thing here be u, and then it's blah 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 all the way down here, and at the moment you have no idea what's going on. In the future I will explain this. So this is your textbook's way of doing it, and then eventually you will get to the right answer, plus c. So now we are going to start here, and then we're going to guess our way to the answer, and then I will give you more and more exercises on guessing your way to the answer. And then once you've mastered this part, then we will revert back to the textbook's way of doing it. Okay, so this is the textbook's way of doing it. You can follow it through, but I don't expect you to understand this at this moment in time. What I'm teaching you now is to guess your way to the answer. How do you integrate this? Well, me asking you to integrate this is the same as me asking you to find something in such a way that when you differentiate it, it will give you this thing here. So let's imagine this thing as being x as one block, and then this thing here as being x squared plus 1 to the power of a half, because that's what square root is. So now we are trying to guess something in such a way that when you differentiate it, it gives you this thing here. So what you do is you make this to be your initial guess. So but the thing is, it's got to be one notch higher. And remember, at the moment it makes no sense to you. After a while it will then make sense. So this is going to be my initial guess. I want one notch to be higher than this. So one notch higher would be 3 over 2. So now when I differentiate this, the power comes down, so that would be 3 over 2. The bubble stays the same, x squared plus 1. The power gets minused by 1, so that would be a half. And then you've got to times the derivative of the bubble itself, which will be 2x. And notice that this thing here appears right here. And then notice that this x here appears right here. Okay, but let me just tidy this thing up. So the two 2's will cancel each other out, giving you 3x, and then don't forget that's this x here, x squared plus 1 to the power of a half. Notice that this thing here is exactly the same as this. And then but the thing is, you don't want this 3, you want to negate this 3. So to negate this 3, you would go back to your initial guess and stick a third in here, and then now if you differentiate this, so let's differentiate this now. So the third stays the same, the power gets moved down to here, so that would be 3 over 2, and then the bubble stays the same, the power gets minused by 1, and then you times the derivative of the bubble itself, which would be 2x, and then if you tidy this up, the 2 2's will cancel each other out, the 3 will cancel each other out, leaving you with x squared plus 1, and then to the power of a half. And then so when you differentiate this, it will give you this, which is exactly the same as this. So really, to integrate this, it will be this thing here. Okay, so and we've just differentiated it. When you differentiate this, it will give you this thing here. So to integrate this, the final answer is this thing plus c, which happens to be the same as the textbook's way of doing it. So this is the textbook's way of doing it, all the way down to here, and then plus your constant. This was our answer all along. Okay, so now the following videos we're going to spend a lot of time. We are going to spend a lot of time on guessing our way to the answer. Once we've mastered this part, then I will show you the textbook's way of doing it. Because the textbook's way of doing it is good in that in some cases you can't guess your way to the answer. You can guess your way to the answer when it's nice and simple. But there will be times when it gets too complicated, in which case you would have to revert back to the textbook's way of doing it. Okay?